This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. I don't know if you've seen the newest TikTok trend because, of course, I'd have to be on TikTok to see it.
We're going to get you on there, man. Yeah, one day you're going to be TikToking.
I feel like after, again, this trend is another example of why do I really want to be on TikTok? This is a trend to test your cat's intelligence, and because
already I'm sold.
Yeah, I can't wait for the Reb needs to try this. Is what he needs to do.
You think I haven't already?
Well, we haven't seen video proof, so we don't know you have. So what cats do is they put, apparently, if you put a cat holding him up to a wall, a smart cat will put his feet out, its legs out, to stop themselves from hitting the wall. Whereas other cats that they say are not so smart will just basically let their owners push their face right into the wall without doing anything.
Does this work only with cats, or can I try with Lulu, maybe Tatum? We can try with Danny.
I would say we can try with Vicky today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, again, this is according to TikTok, which I didn't realize was an animal scientific social network.
That's how they started, BJ.
Oh, I didn't realize this.
You're so ignorant.
Yeah. Well, I guess, putting your legs out if you're a cat means you're smart. And if you don't do it, then cat, you're a moron. So congratulations.
Rev, have you tried this with your cats yet?
Yes, I have.
Oh my gosh.
And Carl did stop himself before he face smashed, but unfortunately Frank's a little dumb.
Yeah. I would have been able to tell you that. I always thought Frank was kind of the dumber of the two.
Well, I don't want to say it to his face. I do. Yeah, actually I do. So
you don't have to say it to his face because you got the wall in it, so he really won't even know.
Who even started this trend? And how do we start our own trend?
You can start any trend and just put it out there.
Yeah.
Steve, you'll start something if you start smashing your baby's face into the wall. I don't know if it's a trend or an investigation, but you start something.
I'm going to hard pass on that one, BJ.
I feel like if you want to be TikTok famous, though...
No, here's where it is. You have Tatum smash your face into the wall and see if you're dumb or smart.
Well, if you watch The Way I Parent, you probably realize that I'm rather dumb.
Yeah, there's a lot of video evidence out there that, it's just like, who is the child here? We really have a hard time finding that out.
Oh, man. Yeah, leave the two of us alone. My wife comes back and we'll be like, which one of you did this?
Yeah, exactly. And then Lulu's like, listen, it wasn't me, right? Okay,
right. Lulu's slamming her head against the wall, being like, I don't know what to do anymore.
I really don't. You get me on the TikToks. I'll show you how it's done.
We need a human version of this test.
Oh, okay. Well, I think drunk. Then you got to see, drunk people stop their face from being smashed on the wall.
So I want to know, what if your cat licks the wall? Then your cat's into drugs.
Wall liquor.
Yeah.
They've done a lot of acid before that.
Adam and Everett just tried it out with his cat.
And?
He said 2 of my 3 cats put their feet out.
There's always one.
Yeah.
The third cat, not too bright.
So why am I asking the logic and the rationale behind a TikTok video? But Are they thinking that because they're smart enough to put their feet in front of themselves that they're smart?
That's exactly what they're thinking. This is what TikTok has found out with their incredible scientific method.
What if the cat's just lazy? It's like, or just doesn't want to play your stupid reindeer games?
Yeah. It could be like, look, I don't care what you do with me, dude. I'm high on the catnip.
Yeah.
Or what if the cat trusts you and is like, oh, you wouldn't hurt me? Wall.
Right.
Oh, yeah, trust falls. So, see, the cat's thinking like, wow, dude, we can never go do seminars now.
Yeah, right?
Well, congratulations, everybody. It's the TikTok Cat Challenge. Take your cat and just basically slowly have it advance its head into the wall, and if it puts its legs out to stop, your cat's smart. If it lets you smash its head in the wall, again, you're going to go slow. You don't want to hurt the animal. You just want to see if it's dumb enough or smart enough to stop itself from getting, its head pushed towards a wall. And we really want to stress, you're doing it gently so that the cat doesn't get hurt either way. It just is that the cat's dumb enough to trust you. Maybe that is really what it is, Steve. It's dumb enough to trust you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really what
That's kind of fair on that one.
This is the dumbest trend ever, but people are going to try this with their cats.
Oh,
now.
I mean, Rev tried it. And now Frank's giving him the side eye every time now. You watch.
Frank needs a tutor.
Yeah. I watch out. I think Frank now is just like, oh, really, human? Is this how you want to play? Did you forget I'm a cat?
Nah, he's fine. He gets some cuddles afterwards, and he's all good.
Oh, is that what it is? Is that how it works?
Yeah. Smash his face in the wall, give him cuddles. He's all good.
Wow, I didn't realize that you were as much of an animal expert as the folks on TikTok. All right, congratulations.
Well, I know my Frankie.
Well, listen, when you're getting slashed to death, at least you know what, we'll be thinking of you. I'm telling you, that cat's going to get revenge. Hey, speaking of revenge, how about this guy's credit card was declined? So, he was upset. So, of course, what do? You set the place on fire, right? Isn't that what when your card gets... Steve will tell you all about this. He's got the Mix Report for you at 6:19 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Want to create a lifetime of memories this spring? Do you remember the joy of jumping as a child? If only there was a way your own kids could experience that same joy safely. Spring Free Trampoline has been engineered to eliminate 90% of product-related injuries. The Spring Free design boasts no springs and a flexible enclosure and proudly offers a 10-year warranty. That's peace of mind. Lock in your ultimate backyard safe space before summer arrives. Visit springfreetrampoline.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
If you're hearing an informative newscast right now, well, then you must not be listening to BJ and Migs. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Migs Report.
Well, thanks, you guys, and thanks to Kia Up Pure for giving us the Migs Report. And today, a very special day because today is World Coconut Day.
Oh yeah, love the coconut.
Maybe you can make yourself a nice mixed drink.
If you like pina colada.
I got a big shout out to Trophy Cupcakes.
Oh, what happened there?
Well, because
they have awesome cupcakes.
Yeah. Well, Joey brought me, rather than a cake, he brought me a selection of awesome cupcakes, and they have an Almond Joy cupcake, which is the chocolate and the almond flavoring all into the... it was so good.
Well, big thanks to Joe for bringing in some for the show as well.
Well, happy birthday not to the show.
That's
happy
true.
birthday to me.
Yeah, happy birthday. Was it a good birthday?
It was a good birthday. The kids did good, man. Kids, great Indian food and great cupcakes.
All those cupcakes look really good.
Yeah, they are.
I'm looking at the cupcakes. Which one is the one that has the, it's like the vanilla cake with the vanilla frosting on it?
That feels like a white-on-white cupcake, if you ask me, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, you had, I don't know. So that's the white.
Oh, yeah. Well, that actually wasn't from Trophy. And look, I don't want to say
How many cupcakes did they bring?
Jeez, wow.
Well, I like vanilla on vanilla, and they couldn't get it at Trophy because Trophy's got all the fancy ones.
Yeah.
And
What's
frankly,
fancy for that, sir?
They went to a regular store to get that big cupcake. I got to tell you, I didn't finish that big cupcake because compared to a Trophy, it was night and day.
They were just trash compared to.
It really, I hate to say it.
Yeah.
I felt bad, and I just looked at them. I said, "Look, I don't want to waste my calories on this other cupcake because it just isn't anywhere near the Trophy level." I mean, the Trophy is so. Oh man, is that good stuff?
All of it looks so good.
Yeah.
Well, happy birthday.
Thanks, buddy.
It's also National Blueberry Popsicle Day, so get your mouth on a blueberry popsicle.
Interesting. Yeah, we've.
I don't know why it's so specific, but.
Well, if you ever listened to this show way back in the early days, back when we were on the Buzz, boy, popsicles were quite... there were a lot of creative things done with popsicles.
Including blueberry ones, I'd imagine.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah.
All right, there's a guy, he's in Virginia. His name is Kyle, and he's 40 years old. So you would think at 40 years old, you would be thinking a little bit more rational than this, but this happened at 3:30 in the morning, so then you got to wonder what the hell is going on.
Yep.
Goes to a convenience store at 3:30 a.m. His card was declined. So he was upset about that, not with himself for not paying his bills, but with the store. So he was mad at the store. So what does he do? Walks out, grabs a can of gasoline, dumps the can on the floor, and then sets the place on fire.
Well, this guy's a genius.
So he drives off. The manager's trying to put the fire out. The cops luckily track him down. He was hiding near a Lowe's hardware store, and he had a hammer. So it was a little bit of a standoff. Eventually, they just tased him, got him into custody. Fortunately, no one at the store is hurt, but obviously there was some damage, so he's going to have to deal with that as well.
Wow.
That's what you do when your card's declined. I'm like, you know what? I'm setting this place on fire.
And then go hide because they'd never be able to figure out who did it since...
With a hammer.
And your card was declined, so they know who you are. Good job, Jimmy.
I mean, just great decisions on top of great decisions on top of great decisions when it comes to Kyle.
They always say, Steve, that you just, you know what, your best decisions happen at 3:30 in the morning, don't they?
Absolutely. Dude, so... I've talked about how I love that show 911. It's one of those, it's one of those dramas out there that's on like network television.
Oh, right. It's on one of those.
Dispatch,
it's all about the 911 people.
I think people showing up for 911 calls. It's always some crazy stuff going on with the firefighters and the cops. Well, but there's a 14-year-old girl in England also obsessed with the show 911. But unlike me, who just watches it and then is done with it, she actually was inspired by the show and saved some lives because of it.
What?
Her name's Lily. She noticed that an apartment was on fire while she was walking her dog with her dad. And because she's obsessed with 911, she got inspired by it, grabbed the ladder, and got everybody out.
How old?
14.
Wow. And so she learned enough from that show that she was able to get her done.
Right.
All right,
I wouldn't know
for
what
her.
to do. I wouldn't even. I was like, all right.
Wow.
Call the cops. I'll call 911. I'm inspired by 911 by calling 911.
That's what I would have done.
Oh, man, there's a guy who's in a little bit of trouble because, he drove 200 miles across the state, which is in Pennsylvania, from Lancaster to Puxatawny. Reason why he drove all that? Because he thought somebody was spying on him through his CD player.
Oh, it was probably Phil.
You know what? You're right.
Yeah.
What does he do for the rest of the year? He hides in this guy's CD player.
He works for the Secret Service. I thought everybody knew that about Phil.
I bring this story up because the next sentence in the headline, the story, truly sums things up best. Tests showed that drugs were involved in his delusion.
No, come on.
It's like, I think we could all make that assumption.
I'm getting tired of the bias thrown out at people that are unusual.
Hey, Mariners.
Yeah,
won again.
What?
Big 1-0 victory against the Houston Astros. The A's lost as well, so that was good. But Boston and New York won. That was not good. So the Mariners still 3.5 games back in the wild card. Tomorrow they play Arizona, the Diamondbacks in Arizona. And good luck to the Mariners.
Well, next week's the week.
It's the week.
Because, well, they're 3.5 back of Boston, right? Like you said,
Yes.
basically. Next week, if somehow, some way, they can be less than 3 games out or at least 3 games out when they play Boston at T-Mobile, that is going to be maybe the biggest series of the year for the Mariners. They could put themselves in the wild card if they can sweep those Red Sox. So that's the series to watch out for next week.
That's a couple weeks, it looks like, DJ, because that series starts Monday, September 13th.
Like I said, on Monday, September 3rd. What's wrong with you people?
But next week...
I'm going to set you on fire, Steve. That's it. I'm out.
Fair. It's a fair way to handle it. But next week's an important week because they're playing Houston again. They can make some ground with Houston.
How many games are they back at Houston?
I don't know, like 6 or something.
They're a lot. Yeah.
If they sweep them, then they're 3 games back.
Look, I'm not. Look, they gotta win, but unfortunately, Steve, you're right. I mean, they have to beat Houston because they just have to keep winning to keep pace with the Red Sox and the A's. You're right.
And they would have swept them if they didn't blow that one lead in the first game of the series against Houston.
Well, you know what, man?
I have faith.
You listen. I mean, they're close enough to get it. And the Red Sox, I don't know if you've seen them. They've got COVID all over the place. So this is an opportunity to catch that team where a lot of their stars are not there because of COVID protocol. They lost 8 players to COVID. So it's getting crazy. I don't know if you heard about it, but I guess the Red Sox have the lowest vaccination rate, if you will, out of everybody in baseball. Oh, and hey, it's just shocking. Those guys all get COVID. It's like, okay, America.
Did you look at the schedule for the rest of September, though, even going into... I mean, they have a couple of series against Oakland as well. They have a 4-game stint with them and another 3-game stint with them.
They're their destiny is in their own hands.
Yes.
It'll be exciting baseball. I want to believe, but man, I mean...
Believe, BJ, believe.
I want to, I really do, but then they gave the contract extensions to everybody.
And they've won ever since.
That's right, since yesterday.
Look at that, flawless logic. It's flawless.
Thank you. They're undefeated since making these decisions, BJ.
All right.
As far as weather, 75 degrees. Going to be sunny today. That's the Mix Report, and that's what's up.
That is what's up. Hey, it's been a while since we heard of Guy Fieri, who, by the way, his name is still Fieri, though for some reason everyone now wants to call him Fieri again, but it is still Guy Fieri, right? Isn't that
that's how he says it, but you know what?
Yeah.
Some people don't care. They're like, I'm going to say it the way I want to say it.
Now, this news about Guy Fieri is something that, Steve, you and I know already because when he came to town, boy, did he love our show. And I think it was a lot of reasons because of the station we were on, because Guy Fieri loves his rock and more specifically loves his metal. And he was interviewed and said, dude, I am such a Metallica junkie. I love Pantera, Rage Against the Machine, AC/DC. Of course, that runs the gambit of, the different kinds of rock.
Yeah.
But we knew that. I mean, his tour that he went out and did, over a decade ago had a real rock and roll vibe. Even the jacket that he gave us, it was just, it was that cool skull on the back and,
plus,
really,
in Flavortown, all you listen to is Metallica.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know that, but that's a rule in Flavortown.
It's the official band of Flavortown.
The trouble is
they headline all Flavortown's festivals.
Here's the trouble, though. Flavortown is not hometown because Guy's like, at the house, though, we don't get to listen to it. He says, my wife will not let me play any Rage Against the Machine at house parties.
Well, he should be like, F you, don't do it. I won't do what you tell me.
Yeah, that always goes over well with anybody's spouse, doesn't it?
He's saying, look.
That's the wrong machine to rage against right there.
Yeah, it's really true.
I'm going to Flavortown if you don't like it, babe.
Yeah. I know you talk to your wife that way, but not everybody has that kind of relationship, Steve.
Yeah, okay, fine. Well, you know what? You guys are all doing it wrong.
Oh, is that what we're doing wrong? Yeah.
Well, it makes me think of yesterday's conversation with Danny. His ex-wife was like, wouldn't allow him to have coffee in the house because she didn't like the smell.
Well, see, now that's different. Coffee's the drug that I need every day. That would be fighting words, no doubt about it. I'd be like, you know what? That's it. I'm out. You can't take my coffee away, and that's un-American. I really think she's probably a spy for the KGB.
Yeah, I could have told you that.
Oh, yeah.
But and so Guy's got 2 boys, and so the 2 dudes, his sons and him, massive Rage fans. So you think it would be 3-1, but his wife is
Mom
like, no.
still rules the house.
Yeah, so he's like, the cool thing though, as soon as Mom gets out of that house, he says the boys and I just crank the Rage. And
I'm trying to think if there's any rules in my house. I don't think there's really. I'm living a pretty lawless life, man.
You can't have posters on the wall.
Wait. Lawless life. You've got a bathroom that she's relegated you to. That's the only one you can use.
Up on my sarcasm.
Oh, was that sarcasm?
Very sarcasm.
It was the most sarcastic thing. Well, today.
All right. Well, I missed it only because I do. You know how Steve likes to really portray that he's the man of the house.
I'm living lawless, man. I do what I want. I go home and just throw clothes around the house, put on some tunes.
I really do. The only time I've been to your house, and it was the old house, was during the Super Bowl, and it was no doubt about it. Your wife was running that joint. Which, by the way, her administration is my kind of administration. I love the way she runs a house.
Oh, yes.
And your wife and I mean, again, we bonded over the fact that the people were making a mess. I was with her, and I go, listen, dude, I'm with you. This is driving me crazy, too. And it's like, a bunch of idiots at home that just, and our idea
one guy spills a beer in the bathroom and everything goes to hell.
Yeah, so I look forward to visiting your new house someday because I just know it's going to be amazing. I just know your wife's standards and my because I don't find too many people that have standards as high as mine when it comes to that. And your wife is she's in that ballpark.
Well, for me, it's always fun because I still continue to suggest ideas for how we should decorate our home, knowing full well that it's just going to get shot down.
That's awesome.
Like the latest. So we got in the living room, we got all these shelves in front of where the TV is on each side, like those built-ins, and they're slowly starting to get some stuff, but she's very particular about it, and there's still a nice giant gap of stuff where we could put something, and I've been trying to get my verified championship up there, but she keeps shooting that down. I'm there's nothing classier than a verified championship belt.
Oh no, not at all. I mean, plus that color scheme probably goes with everything.
It does. Gold, blue and gold, and some silver, and plus we have the matching one for Tatum.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's so adorable.
Well, you know what, Steve? Since my wife lives apart, though, she's coming up for 2 weeks. And I'm like, it's one thing when she comes up for the weekend. She can say what she wants, but she's not around long enough to, really try to get the guilt trip in about, what have you done over here? And it's like, you haven't been here for, almost 8 years. I get to do what I want, don't I? No.
Are you going to stock up on the box wine for your daughter? Because I can imagine two weeks with mom around. That's an extra roommate now.
Well, I think Sarah understands that, her and J-Rubs, it's a little too close quarters because the house is so open that they may take a few trips or go do some stuff to give us a little privacy because even though we're on a different floor, it's a very open split level. You can hear everything.
Plus, you probably want to listen to your boom boom mix every once in a while.
Hell yeah.
Well, dude, 2 weeks, that mix has got to hit the speakers at least once.
You would hope.
I know. Hey, listen,
So what do you do in that situation? Do you have a roommate code with Sarah? Do you put a sock on the door on the front door?
I never have these things happen. I don't know what the code is. It's this 2 weeks. This has been the longest she will be up here in forever.
Time to book your daughter an Airbnb. Say, hey, go live somewhere else for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
you are absolutely right, Rev.
Sarah, you need to move to Flavortown because Dad's about to move into Slamtown.
Wow, that's a lovely thing to tell somebody's child. That's great.
How else is she here? She has to know that. That's what's up.
Oh, is that how she's here? Is that how she has to know that? Next time, you're visiting the in-laws, Steve, you ought to try that out. Hey, you want us to get out of your house so you guys can go to Slamtown? And see what your wife's rents think of that.
Well, it's a completely different scenario.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. My in-laws don't live with me.
No, but that doesn't mean you can't be inappropriate around them when you are near them.
Okay, fair. Next time I walk over to that house, I'm like, hey, what's up?
Oh, dude, you have to, please.
We can't stay very long. We've got reservations at Slamtown, USA.
Wow. That's right. I'm talking about your daughter, sir. Yeah, you go right ahead. Yeah. Yesterday, Mr. Slamtown, he did get this one right.
Barry Gibb founded which disco band with his brothers?
Oh, I think it's his 75th birthday today. The Bee Gees.
Yes, and yes.
Happy birthday, Bee Gees.
Yesterday. So Barry Gibb and I, we share the same birthday?
Duh.
Yeah, come on.
That's pretty cool. I didn't realize somebody who was super talented was born on my day. That's actually pretty cool. You want a shot at BD Steve? You got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're going to play Beat Migs. We'll do that at 6:50 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. If I can't afford to pay my bills, how am I going to afford attorneys and bankruptcy fees?
One of the things people ask me all the time as a bankruptcy lawyer is that how am I going to pay all these fees and costs because I'm here because I can't afford to pay my bills? Of course, we understand that. I mean, being in the bankruptcy field. But one of the things to remember is that if you decide, once you make the decision to file bankruptcy, you can stop paying on all of the creditors that are going to be included in the bankruptcy, and those are the funds that you can use that you have been paying your creditors to pay your attorney fees and court costs to get your case filed. And once your case is filed, you're not going to have most of those payments anymore.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Your kids will be saying,
"Please 5 more minutes. I can't believe I did that."
And,
"Look how high I can bounce."
Spring Free is the world's safest trampoline, the place where stories are made. The innovative design boasts no springs, so you know you're safe. Go ahead and create the greatest stories you'll tell your friends. We're back in stock. Get it while you can. To learn more about the world's safest trampoline, visit springfreetrampoline.com.
Mom, come watch us.
New on Curiosity Stream. Are we close to building machines that are almost human? And can new technology give us superpowers? Find out on Super Sapiens. And in 1919, a British composer wrote the longest and most complex symphony in history. Conductors tried to perform it, but failed, declaring it cursed. Now a group of musicians will attempt the impossible, if they dare, on Curse of a Gothic Symphony. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit CuriosityStream.com.